fun. We actually launched at the San Francisco Flower and Garden Show, which was a wonderful experience for us because we had a demographic that is not exposed to cannabis that often. And it was amazing. We sold grow kits to beautiful little old ladies who had never even smoked the plant before and just wanted to experience growing it.
From MJBulls Media, it's the Raising Cannabis Capital Show. Today we're joined by Joshua Mezher, founder and CEO of A Pot for Pot. Josh, thanks for being on the MJBulls podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me, Dan.
By far the best name for a business. It says what you do. You do what it says. Super catchy. I love it. Super
Thank
well
you.
done. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really excited about having you on my show because I think this home crafter, or if you want to call them hobbyist or whatever, I think that is a home run play. And you're the first company that I've talked to that's really focusing on the home customer. How'd you come up with this idea?
Yeah, so I've been a gardener and a grower for almost 10 years now. My business partner and I, we have two of the hardware projects, and we're really looking for a project that made money now, and that was kind of our quotes that we've put on the wall. And we were walking through Home Depot one day and sort of looking at just your typical gardening kits that they have for tomatoes or peppers, and just got to talking, and it sort of made a lot of sense that there should be somewhere between a tomato kit and a brew kit that's affordable. And when we looked at the home grow market, traditionally cannabis has been grown indoors, which adds an awful lot of expense to the process. And we wanted to develop a kit that you could grow outdoors with the sun or indoors if you wanted to.
So I read on your website that you don't ship the seeds. So you work with affiliates in each of the states and direct the customer to the affiliate. But because of that, you can ship pretty much anywhere in the world, except for some reason on your website it says you don't ship to North Korea.
That's a pun that my partner put forward. So far, we have actually we've shipped all the way from Australia to Malaysia. So we've put kits all over the world at this point, which for us it was important to start an ancillary business. We didn't want to deal with the regulations, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, you need the seed in the kit, and we're like, well, we include a coupon to where you can go to my friend's website in Amsterdam and he'll ship you the seed. We're kind of cool when the hemp bill passes, if it passes. We'll be able to legally include a CBD hemp seed in there, which would be really fun. We just didn't want to get our hands too dirty, I think is the way I'd phrase it.
We have a lot of listeners who are investors who refuse to touch the plant. They're still only investing in ancillary. And so you're as close to touching the plant without touching the plant. Walk us through the process. I order a pot for pot. On the website, and it arrives, and then walk me through step by step from the time it arrives until harvest.
Okay, so when it arrives, you open the box and it contains your pot, a seedling pot, super soil, which provides all the plant all the nutrients it needs, a pair of scissors, an adorable little watering can, and a relatively simple grow guide. Part of our mission is to educate customers. One of the first things we try to educate them on is a strain of cannabis that a lot of people aren't too familiar with, called autoflowering cannabis, which originally comes from the ruderalis plant. And we love that plant for hobbyists because it makes growing it really easy in the sense that you don't need a complicated dark and light cycle. So most traditional cannabis requires 12 hours of dark before it begins to flower. As autoflowering cannabis, as the name would suggest, just starts to flower right away. Pretty much in 80 days, you can wind up with up to 8 ounces. We didn't want people to have a tent in their living room or, only be able to harvest once a year outdoors. And for the customer, it's just add water and you just have to watch it grow. It's an incredible plant. It does pretty much all the work itself. And if you give it good light and a little bit of water every day and a bit of love, we have people harvesting. I think the record we've got right now is 5.5 ounces from a customer.
Wow.
Which is pretty amazing.
Well, I'd say what makes it so great for you is this is a true starter kit. I mean, people that don't have any idea what they're doing.
It was really fun. We actually launched at the San Francisco Flower and Garden Show, which was a wonderful experience for us because we had a demographic that is not exposed to cannabis that often. And it was amazing. We sold grow kits to beautiful little old ladies who had never even smoked the plant before and just wanted to experience growing it.
Well, I know
So,
my
you know,
mom
I
is.
like
I know
to
my
kind
mom
of-
is listening, so I'm afraid she'll probably be placing an order next.
Oh, well, Christmas is coming up, so, please ship her a kit.
Are you on QVC? Because they're really dangerous.
No, not yet, not yet.
Before we jumped on, you gave me the little history of cannabis before it became mainstream. That it was really made up of hobbyists. Can you retell that story for our listeners?
Yeah, I think it's interesting the way the market has evolved. You can take England for an example, and then I'll backtrack on that. But England has about 1 in 53 houses has a small microgrower. Within the United States, it's about 4 or 5 years ago is when you really had the big flood of hobbyists that kind of turned into professionals. And in today's market with regulation, that huge swath is kind of being chewed out, or they've left the market, or they've scaled into, kind of like a commercial cannabis cultivator now. And as the corn on the cob rotates, we're starting to see a whole new, you could say, budding hobbyists coming up because the taxes, they're now paying $60 for the $40 eighth. And the truth is, it's called weed for a reason. If you have a good bit of sun, like a lot of people do in California and parts across America, you can have amazing results that far surpass what you'd be able to accomplish with like a beer brewing kit or something like that in terms of the quality of the product.
Well, I just think your business is going to explode. What do you need to do over the next 12 to 24 months to capitalize on all this opportunity?
We really want to push the B2C model. We've got a partnership with a company called Dank City that has access to about 600 million followers on social media that we're going to be rolling out with, and several celebrities like Tommy Chong and so forth. And that's kind of like our B2C play, because obviously we own that customer for life at that point, which to me is really attractive. And, I know when they're harvesting, so we could sell them pipes or whatever. And we're also looking at kind of trying to access the big bulk retail side of things. With a floor display. Right now, our cheapest kit is about $60, and we've definitely identified that there's room for a $20 kit even, which I think in Home Depot, or if you think of Lowe's or those type of stores that, are now selling grow kits online and stuff, there's a really nice kind of counter grab product there. And then, we want to, there's so many verticals to expand into this. We're coming out with a little grow light you can put in your living room. So then we cover the living room grower and we cover the garden grower, because, you can just have one of these plants under an 18-hour light cycle in your living room and you'll get a couple ounces in 80 days.
Like I said earlier, you're the starter kit. So the people that come in to trust you, they have a great experience with you. There's no reason why they wouldn't buy their other supplies from you as they progress in this hobby. So you're starting a seed round right now. And if people are interested in participating, what are you looking for in an investor? Just give us just an overview if you could.
Yeah, right now we're really shopping for a lead. We've had a couple term sheets that just haven't looked too pretty for us. Both Jason and I have been through incubators and accelerators and had previous startups. So, we're really just trying to find the strategic lead that makes sense. I think that there's always that smart money, dumb money. And at the moment, we're trying to find that smart money that can bring a lot of assets to the business.
Okay.
Because we're a relatively small team at this point. Yeah, the more vertically integrated that the person we work with, I think the more runway we'll get out of them.
So we've been speaking with Joshua Mezher, founder and CEO of A Pot for a Pot. And all the information will be on our MJBulls website at mjbulls.com. I love your name. I love this market. I just wish you had that North Korea thing figured out and we'd be set. You got a great startup. I tell you, there's going to be a lot of interest. It won't be long before you guys are into your A's and Series B round, because you're going to have to build up a lot of capital to get into Walmart and Target and every place else. They require train loads. Well, good luck.